anytime that several top players show up and try to win, I mean, for you to come out on top is a major victory regardless, in my opinion. It might not be as competitive as the landscape we see today or even before that, so it's still a win.
I'll say some of the best players were still there. They still got absolutely dumpstered. They looked like the best team on that Halo Reach playing surface. And then I thought that team was going to stick together for quite a while. Eventually, the bubu dubu Falcated bounce, snipe down force form FaZe. Yeah. That experiment goes awry. Just wasn't there in the cards. They pick up Spartan. It wasn't there. Now it feels like this is the next iteration of them trying to figure out a roster that's going to work with Sentinels. And this is probably the one that has the most hype of it, other than maybe the beginning of that FaZe roster, just at the beginning of Season 1. I mean, are we doomed to see a failure to launch once again?
I don't think so. For some reason, I feel like this is finally the remedy they've been looking for. I mean, it seems like the past, like especially since the season started, like these are all the underperformers. We've all thought that we would see more out of LethuL. We thought we'd see more out of bubu and Falcated, and also Spartan. So every member of this team has been kind of underperforming compared to their potential, and now they finally have a roster that's going to work together, I think.
Well, right now we have the start of the Complexity versus FaZe Clan matchup. We'll watch this while we wait for our series to start, and so far it looks like FaZe having no problems getting this flag closer and closer to its home.
You notice that it's right next to the flagpole, but they are so cautious. They know there's enemies watching from the other side. No reason to push in right away. Just wait for your shields and get the comfortable cap. Now they're immediately switching into a defensive stance so that they can stop a counter cap from happening.
Well, Complexity going to break right through. That's Suppressed who leads the way. Renegade, though, looks like he's going to be able to deal with both points of pressure as they try to get into that base, and that flag's not going to go any further. Gilkey cut down. KingNick last alive, high on his throne, but quickly usurped as the players are able to push through the P lane, and that flag will be going home for FaZe.
FaZe once again showing their ability to flip the on and off switch when necessary. We didn't see exactly how the flag got there, but they obviously had to make some good offensive plays to get it back to their base. Immediately switched to defense just to make sure that they didn't get counter capped, and now they're now in the phase where they're trying to get control of the map once again.
Look at this, KingNick picks up this thruster. I want to talk about this thruster a little bit.
Yeah.
I think this is a vital piece of equipment on the map that I would have my coach on a timer timing when those thrusters come up.
No, they already are. I can promise you that. I've heard it when we listened in on FaZe Clan at the last tournament. I heard Royal 1 several times. Our thrust is up. Their thrust is up, and a lot of people don't know this, but when you pick up a thrust, you can look through bottom mid and see if the other one is up or not. So even if you weren't the team to get like the blue thrust, for example, if you go pick up the red thrust, just take a quick peek across bottom mid. You'll see if the other one's up too. If you can secure both, that could be a huge momentum switch for your team.
Well, so far, FaZe having no problems dealing with the pushes of Complexity, but that might just change. Gilkey has the camouflage, but Gilkey also has 3 of his teammates that go down a snake in the grass as he waits at the back base. It looks like he might have to take more of a defensive approach with this camouflage.
Yeah, no, he's in the other team's base.
Gilkey gets the job done on that first one, and we do have the start of that Sentinels Spacestation gaming matchup.
Yeah, it didn't look like he actually got the flag return. Great plays from him, but yeah, let's jump into our feature match. If you want to check out how that game plays out, go on over to the Halo stream, but for right now, we're going to watch these guys, and looks like Sentinels off to a hot start already with 1 flag cap on the board.
Bubu Dubu immediately running that thing through. 5 kills for him, just 2 deaths. He had a strong start to the competition thus far, and striking first against Space Station Gaming has to give them a bit of confidence as they come into the series.
But Space Station known for counter pulling and counter capping at every possible opportunity. Bound with the clean movement, but fumbles the flag. That could be costly here. They're going to have to secure some slays now if they're going to want to bring this flag back.
To be honest, I don't blame him for dropping it, because when you're doing the curb slide, flag, throw, juggle, that might be the most buttons you can ever actuate in Halo Infinite. It is extremely hard to get that timing down. Bound is the moving master, but none of us is perfect, and he is going to be able to eventually get that home. So Space Station answer back just as quickly as they lost that flag, and now even have a camouflage to work with. Kind
of strange that Sentinels didn't pop that camo right away. I know bubu is fond of kind of making sure he can get the maximum usage out of the items, but sometimes, in this case, it's going to end up biting him. If he had just activated it sooner, then it wouldn't have fell into Spacestation's hands.
Bound still staying low-key over at top mid, and StelluR, he's going to be able to track this flag all the way back towards his side. Sentinels, there's only 2 players up on the map. Can they get there in time to stop this flag from coming home? It looks like StelluR's going to give them the first lead of this game.
So far, this game is averaging 1 flag cap per minute. Very fast pace from both of these teams. Kind of what you expect in a game with Spacestation. Both of these teams knowing how to control the spawns very well. In all these flag modes, you can only spawn in a handful of spots on your side of the map. Both these teams well aware of where they need to be to block certain spawns to make these flag caps more likely.
Falcated not going to be able to win that fight. Eco gets the kill and stops the middle possession for Sentinels, but Spartan's still trying to race his way towards this flag. He's thinking he can beat Spacestation there. The shots are coming through. The shots will not be in time. Spacestation were ready for that flag juggle to come through, but they weren't ready to get that kill just in time. Unfortunately for Spacestation, they give up that flag, and bubu dubu might have plans for another pull.
What a fast-paced game we're seeing here, Garrett. Still 1 cap per minute. And another flag is out now. This game could be over in the next 3 minutes if we keep this pace up.
Spartan and the rest of Sentinels able to find that pick on Pznguin through the bottom half of the map. This slows down the push of Spacestation quite a bit, and it looks like their flag will return home safely. Sentinels going to be able to slow down this game a little bit for the first time, and well, they're not slowing down themselves though. They're keep on pushing forward, able to get kill after kill. Spartan's trying to knock on the door into this base. There's only 2 players alive, and he's going to take the engagement with StelluR, and he will get the trade, meaning that the rest of Sentinels are going to keep trying to flood through.
Sparty stealing the other team's thruster, that's such a big deal on this map. If you're getting every single one of yours and you can get the other teams, you can give yourself a slight advantage. Even though Sparty went down, he did a ton of damage, which allowed bubu to push up to this car bridge. If you can control the enemy's car bridge, it's very easy to run a flag and 4 spawns on the other side.
Bubu dubu could get them back the lead for the first time. The heat wave will not prevail in stopping this flag. StelluR gets a trade, and LethuL puts home the 3rd flag of this game, taking a lead. And the fast-paced flag games continue. Both of these teams trying to speed run their way to 5.
This is what happens when you invest all your resources into a flag cap. Sometimes you don't have any resources left to stop the other team from running their own flag cap. So both teams being very good and efficient. There hasn't been a 2 cap lead at all. It's gone back and forth every step of the way.
Great shots from Bound. He's going to get that 2nd one as well. Double kill. His teammate getting that flag across the map. Eco is going to get cut down in the meantime, but StelluR is there for the cleanup. They will get that 3rd flag in, and we are halfway through this game, and we have 6 flags on the board.
It's actually insane how back and forth this has been. It's literally gone 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And now it's, you know, if Sentinels keeps up the pattern, they should be able to get control here. We do see some kills in the kill feed. They are more focused on returning this flag right now, though, which makes sense. They want to get a few kills just to make sure before they start pushing back into the other base.
This 4th flag could change the pace of this game. I mean, when you get yourself the match point, it almost feels that little bit easier, like you have a weight lifted off you to get to that point. And bubu dubu was a huge fight, not only getting that kill, but also securing the running lane for his team, trying to ensure that they can get further. But Spacestation, they are trying to fly in to get that return. Look how far bubu dubu had to run away.
Very intelligent for him to run this far. He knows how fast the players on Spacestation are. If he didn't run all the way, one of them would have been able to chase him to finish him. He milks a little bit more time out of his life, which means his team's going to have a little bit longer to potentially get control of the map, but Spacestation playing excellent defense so far.
We see Bound comes off a spawn, immediately puts in for this overextend, trying to get to that long distance help. And I mean, he went frame by frame, got there just in time, and Bound is going to continue on his rampage. Double kill for him, and it's going to be StelluR that cleans up the 3rd. Spacestation systematically rip apart Sentinels in their back base, and now have a flag to the 50-yard line.
You're seeing both teams utilize that curb slide flag pull. If you're at home watching this and you're like, man, I can never throw the flag that far, it's because you haven't learned this tech that every pro team is using. So effective to curb slide as you grab the flag, use the momentum of that thrust to launch the flag basically to the halfway point. That's why it's been so easy for both teams to cap these flags.
LethuL was on that return. Bound tried to say, hey, no, you're not getting it. But LethuL was getting the back smack and now is back on that return. But look at where that flag was set down. It's right in an open position, but Falcated, I mean, that's why you go get a player like Fal, right? Absolutely dominates in the bottom end of the map, gets the double kill, and stops that flag from going home for Spacestation.
Both Falcated and Sparty putting up big numbers this game, 17 and 20 kills for each. Every time I see Falcated on this map, he's usually dominating with the commando. I'd say if I'm on the side of Sentinels, I'm just letting him have every commando because the guy does not miss with that gun.
Bubu was able to get the camouflage, and that's a statement you never like to hear if you're on the other side. One of the best camouflage players ever to do in the game. Reminds me of a player like Pistola and what his ability to find these open lanes. And, well, Bubu has done a miracle once again. Uses that camouflage to get the flag home, and this is might be the easiest flag cap we've seen thus far. He's gonna get it all the way back home. These nades, they're not gonna look at the flood of Space Station players. They're able to get down low, but they're not gonna stop that 4th flag from coming in. But just as soon as they got that flag, it might be going back the other way. StelluR gets a pull. It was 3 down for Sentinels, and he's already racing his way home. I don't think anyone is gonna be there to stop him. He takes a little detour, shuts down LethuL, and that flag is sitting underneath the home base.
Bubu, though, with a very clutch shot. I don't know where he was able to shoot that from. It was right off of his spawn. They're still applying constant pressure to the side here, but, I mean, this flag run was so easy because they got so many kills as soon as the other team capped their flag. And it's now down to match point on both sides here, Garrett.
Well, Spartan tried to get that flag out and away. Woo. Oh no, that kill doesn't come through. That means that run can continue on. Eco got a huge kill on Falcated to stop that flag, but LethuL's still in a powerful position to fight off the spawners of Space Station. He takes on 3 players at once. It's not going to be enough. Spartan decides we cannot keep putting resources onto that flag. He takes high ground. Space Station will get the return, and it's game point for both of these teams. Whoever gets the next flag home will win.
Even though it didn't work out, that was such a great play from LethuL. He knew he was going to die, but he pulled the attention away from the flag to give his team a better chance of capping it. At the end of the day, Space Station's defense proving to be a bit too strong. This last camo is going to be so consequential here, Garrett.
StelluR needs to stay alive, find the weak points on the map. Pznguin opens it up with 2. 1 player from Sentinel spotted, 1 player down. StelluR is on a rampage in this back base. He does go down, but I think he did just enough. 3 players are down for Sentinels. The flag is outbound. He misses the slide tech, so he is going to have to go the long way, but he doesn't miss that one. Can Sentinels get high fast enough to get the shots down? Range bound goes down. Look at that slide though. The flag almost to home. StelluR, can you punch it in? He's 1 shot. He gets it home. Space Station take game 1, stealing it away from Sentinels.
What an insane game we just witnessed there, Garrett. It went back and forth, back and forth. Neither team ever held a 2 flag advantage. And every single time somebody got a cap, it felt like the counter was almost inevitable. Only 1 or 2 counter caps were even stopped throughout that entire game. At the end, it's Space Station, the ones that clutch up. That one could have gone either way, though.
I mean, that's 2 of the fastest teams in the HCS when we're talking about flags. I think we both really saw that coming before the game even started, that we should expect a high-scoring game that ends before time, and that's exactly what we saw right there. Space Station get 5, and it really was a back-and-forth fight between these 2 teams, really sending punches at each other.
Great control of that last camo. I have to imagine that is what made the difference at the end there. If Sentinels was able to get that camo, they could have swung it into their favor, but because of the clutch play from Space Station, they do end up capping that very last flag. So,
moving on into the Slayer, though, I'm going to say it. I know people are going to hate me for it. The best sniper in the game is in this lobby.
I agree with
StelluR. You agree with me? I think StelluR is the best sniper in this game.
He very well could be. I've seen him do and hit more insane shots on a more consistent basis than any other sniper. When he's on fire, it's very hard to beat this guy. And don't forget, his teammates are no slouches with the sniper either. I've seen every single member of this team do insane things. Weird to say that Bound might not be the sniper on this team. I mean, I'm sure he can do work with it, but he's more valuable as kind of an entry fragger to fly in and deal lots of damage to give space for his sniper teammates to get picks. But we're hopping on board with the game 2 between both FaZe and Complexity. FaZe up 1-0 in the series and currently up in the Slayer as well.
Yeah, we're going to try to keep an eye on these other matches as they go on. Our main match is that Spacestation Gaming versus Sentinels game. So when that's ready, we're going to transition over to it. But we might as well bring you guys the other action while we can see it and kind of keep ourselves updated what's happening within this winner's bracket. This might be the crazy. I've never seen 2 players stand in the middle of bridge, crouching next to each other, looking at big door. They're still doing it, by the way. Look, there are 2 of them just sitting back there, looking at the same thing.
That's actually kind of smart if you think about it, because they know that the way Complexity plays with Tusk on the team, Tusk is a very strategic player, and he knows how to get the most out of pushes. So if he's masterminding this, he's probably saying, okay, somebody get ready to push big door after we make some noise top mid. And FaZe thinking one step ahead, they're like, hey, when that guy big door shows up, we're just going to melt him. So very cool strategy and counter strategy that we're seeing from both these teams.
Well, so far, we see a perfect break from Complexity into that back base. Suppressed was the player that led that charge, but Frosty says, I don't care if there's 2 of you. He comes in with the fisticuffs, gets both of those kills, and now it's Gilkey who's waiting for the counter push. And he is going to be able to get one, but you really think he was looking for a little bit more value out of that heat wave.
I thought that was kind of interesting from Gilkey. It looked like he was probably on one of the FaZe members' death cams, so I don't think he was being as sneaky as he thought. They were able to locate him pretty quickly, and him dying early from the heat wave when OS is coming up. Now Frosty is grabbing this, and he's not procking it just yet. He knows that he doesn't have to do it yet. Now that he finally does it, he's actually going to get max value out of this OS. If he procced it a few seconds sooner, it would already have been depleted, at least partially.
Well, I mean, it's basically depleted already. Yeah. I mean, look at Complexity. The team shot comes in, and Frosty has shot 1 BR shot since he's popped that overshield, and he's out 1 shot. This very effective burn from Complexity, but Complexity doesn't really rack up too many kills, just really an annoyance at the end of the day, and that's going to be leading Frosty in this charge. But we're going to go back to our Sentinel Space Station Gaming matchup. If you guys want to continue on, you can find this on one of the side streams on Twitch.tv. Instead, we're going to go back to our main matchup. Sentinels versus Space Station. It was back and forth in game 1. Looks like Bound was able to secure that opening overshield, and it's going to lead to a push for Space Station that's given them a slight lead so far.
They have not yet identified where Sentinels are, but I like the idea of StelluR going all the way to that A window. He's basically cutting off the ability for Sentinels to take any other route besides the one they're currently taking, which is making this play easier to counter. Look how ready they were for this push.
The heat wave gets plenty of damage down range, but it doesn't get those kills. It's going to come from the other Space Station players fulfilling that collapse. And now Sentinels, are they going to split on this map? Looks like, no, I think they're all going to get that A spawn, and it's going to be a team fight for this overshield, and Pznguin's going to be able to lead with the first pick, and he's going to go right up for the second, expecting the push from top middle. He gets the trade as the nade takes him down. Bubu Dubu's on this long flank, but he might not be there quick enough. He uses the repulse, but not in time. Overshield goes down to Eco, and Sentinels push, although I think it was well crafted, the timing just a bit off.
I agree with you. And now the thing that I've been seeing as a huge benefit for Space Station is their ability to control space on all sides of the map. They really haven't given much space to Sentinels.
Oh my god.
As Eco's finding the backs of the entire Sentinels roster.
I don't think I've ever seen such an effective flank before, and he's going at all 4 players. He's gotten damage in all of them. StelluR cleans up. The next Bound gets to the last player, and Eco's flank might go down in history. Out the charge of Eco all the way through that back. It's like he knew that there were going to be players. He had the AR out ready to spray all of them. 36 bullets, a PR damage, and now the heat wave replaces it. I mean, what a flank from Eco.
You have to imagine that's also partially an error on the side of Sentinels. Why are you guys all in the same spot looking the same direction? That's never a good idea. You got to take up more of the map. You got to look around more, gather intel. They had no idea Eco was there, and they got completely surrounded by Space Station. Now Space Station with an 11-kill lead early on.
They're just lucky Eco didn't have any grenades. Let me just tell you that, because if he had grenades, he would have just absolutely thrown those at the ground and probably got an easy triple kill. But instead, he still gets all those kills. I love that. Brings that sniper back towards his teammate. You have to guess that's StelluR that he dropped that one off to. And, well, he has an interesting combination. What, a shotgun heat wave and an AR in the back pocket. I don't think I've seen this one too much.
This looks like the loadout that I want if I'm playing campaign and about to fight 100 grunts, because you can shred an entire army with these. But I don't know if I like not having a precision weapon against some of the most precise players in the world. He gets taken down quickly.
On StelluR, he's got that noob combo, looking for the player. Oh, they try to escape, but Val's not going to be able to get high enough. And StelluR is going to be able to use that shroud screen as an escape mechanism. With the overshield coming up in just about 5 seconds. Here we go. Overshield is up for grabs. LethuL goes for the sniper shot from Space Stations. Goes astray. Not going to be able to hit it. And now LethuL is going to have this rotation with this overshield. Man, Space Station really slows this one down.
I don't know if you saw what StelluR did before he died a few moments ago, but he had repulse and a plasma pistol, and he just burned a little bit of both. He burned one charge of the repulse and the plasma pistol before he died. That just shows how seriously these guys are taking resource management to deny resources to the other team.
9 kills down in this game are Sentinels and Space Station. If you give them one too many kills, they'll put this game away. And so far, I mean, they just haven't been able to shrink that deficit. I mean, what is the key to coming back from such a stark margin in this game?
Somebody on Sentinels has to step it up and make a play call here. You have to say, like, what side are we going to fake? What side are we going to actually push? You know, there has to be some type of strategic push here. But the thing is, Space Station is always one step ahead. And they're also not giving the other team time to even come up with the counter strategy, because they're always everywhere on the map. If you're spawning up and getting shot in the side of the head, you don't have time to think about a well-organized push. You have to think about, okay, how do I stay alive right now? And that type of pressure is what's keeping Space Station so far in the lead.
The lead has grown to 12, and Space Station have decided that they don't need to push anymore, waiting for players to make the mistake, and Spartan will be the first one that goes down. Eco puts in more shots on the next. So you can see Space Station in the beginning of this game, how they're playing to now, it feels like a completely different roster.
I think Space Station is at their best when Eco Smith is slaying out, because he's not only the brains, but he has the ability to slay with the best of them. And look at his stats right now, Garrett. He's currently 10-2. They're up by 12 kills, almost all of that on the back of Eco.
Eco finally sees the respawn screen again, but not before peppering up LethuL with plenty of AR ammo. That's going to make this overshield that much harder to get away with, though Sentinels did get the job done. Spartan gets the extra shields, and you're seeing Space Station already prioritize just getting damage down range on him. Eco does his best, but there's just nothing you can do when you have a man that has that many shields, and Sparty does a great job using that repulse to stop any damage coming in as well.
Yeah, if you have the repulsor stopping a player from meleeing you so that you just have that much more shields into the next engagement, adds a ton of value to those repulsor charges. Sparty's so good with that utility item. And if they're going to come back in this, they really have to make sure they maintain any items they can find on the map for themselves. I like the fact that they're spread out here and they're kind of setting a trap, but the thing is, Space Station has no reason to move when they're up by 9 kills right now.
Yeah, it's crazy how slow the second half of this game has been compared to the first. Space Station, oh my god, Bound almost took a player right out of the sky. Instead, just a little bit to the right. And you can see maybe this is one of the reasons they're slowing down. They've just been playing around Bound with this sniper rifle.
Yeah, if you have the lead, though, there's almost no reason to push, right? Like, just let them come to you. Space Station understanding the situation, and Team Slayer, it's really become a meta where the team in the lead forces the other team to make a move. They will at least take some space for themselves to make it difficult for the other team to push out. Space Station putting on a clinic of how to close out Team Slayers.
trying to throw that stick on to bound bubu. Dubu has to escape through the bottom route, and really this game is just escaping from Sentinels. Really the opportunities just keep slipping by. Bound eventually goes down, but you're at a 10 kill deficit. You have to go, what, 2 for 1 for every single death for the rest of this game if you want to have an opportunity.
We just talked to Posey a little while ago. His team had a 35 to 46 kill comeback on this exact map, and it probably started with an overshield. This is not over yet, Garrett.
They can still make this happen. Bubu Dubu is going to be able to find the player running to safety at bottom mid, and he's going to be the one that has to lead the charge for the rest of the unit. Is able to go up high. Love using that overshield to soak up that damage, trying to find kills with the chase nades, but Spacestation not going to fall for the trap as of now. But you can start to see this kill feed. It keeps tightening up. The scoreboard is getting closer as Bubu Dubu finds another kill. What was a 12 kill deficit is just 5.
You see the way Bubu is playing. He knows he's the tip of the spear here. He's just trying to poke the bear on one side while his teammates push across. He smartly recognized his teammates were not in a position to support the push he was making, which honestly, I'm not sure why though. I felt like because of Bubu's positioning, the rest of Sentinels needed to cross top mid to help create that pinch play into A, but Bubu forced to back up and he gets taken down.
Caught out in the open ground. That might be a kill that they are going to regret. Within 4, Falcated gets a huge double kill. Penguin's the last player alive.
They are on the hunt. These guys are so good at predicting spawns and applying the pressure. This sniper going to be so consequential. Spacestation not in a great position here. Sentinels with all the momentum and all the space on the map, plus the resources to work with. With Overshield coming up in 25 seconds, we're going to see both teams start to rotate on that side. Starts hitting headshots. If he can get a couple more kills, this could be the Overshield that wins him the game.
Oh, he hits another one. Oh, my foul! Eco, you're not safe. The nade comes through. Triple kill. Falcated blew this game open. It's tied. It's tied. Falcated and the rest of the Sentinels are trying to make the miracle happen.
This Overshield needs to go in their pocket, though. 2 go down right as it's coming up.
How did he miss?
Still on the stand.
The Overshield's up. Spacestation might be able to recover. LethuL gets a kill, but Bound got the extra shield. Heat Wave in the back pocket, trying to chase down the sniper player. StelluR gets them to game point. Falcated hits another big shot, but Bubu Dubu's exposed. He's running away, but there's nothing he can do. Bound gets the kill and stops the comeback from Sentinels.
Oh my God, Garrett, that has to feel so bad for Sentinels there. They had it back, they had to come back. And you just have to think if they kept more players to make sure that Overshield went into their suit, that could have gone differently, but all the players left Falcated by himself. He had to guard the Overshield by himself. He got weak, couldn't grab it. That ended up being their demise.
I love this play over here from Falcated. I mean, just hits the big shots when they count. Player gets right in, barrel stuff him. Eco tries to stay alive, but try for not. Triple kill to tie this game. But this is where the next play after, this is where it gets kind of tough. Look, he just misses that shot, and then his teammate eventually gets back up there, Bubu Dubu. Just barely misses that.
Think about this for a second, Garrett. So the reason Bubu made that play was because he thought he was giving space for Falcated to grab the Overshield. Falcated decides to take an angle to try to snipe the player that Bubu's fighting, but all Bubu wanted him to do was grab the Overshield. If he grabs the Overshield, this could have played out totally differently.
And then at the end, I mean, Bubu Dubu seeing those Overshields that he wanted to go into the hands of Fal, take him down at the end. In fact, I wonder if we can get a replay back of that Overshield grab once again. I'll see what the timing looked like on it. If Falcated could have just grabbed the Overshield, right?
Yeah, it was up.
Look, it's 150. Yeah, it's been up for 3 seconds before this. So even we go back when he's taking the snipe shot right here, it's coming up in 5 seconds.
So I coach these guys, right? I know what Bubu's plan is. He wants to make space so that Falcated can grab this safely. He doesn't want Falcated to even chow right here. He says just
here it's up right now.
Wait for your shields. He makes the space, but he leaves the spot. That seems
maybe he had confidence because he sees LethuL traveling out the back way. Maybe he thought like LethuL was going to go grab it because LethuL was in cuts and then he moved back up towards tower.
Clearly a miscommunication happened somewhere. Either Fal thought it was for LethuL, maybe Bubu thought it was for Fal, but The execution was almost there. It's almost like that triple kill just came 2 seconds too early, and that stopped it from being coordinated enough to get that overshield. Wow.
Well, going back to our other match of the day, FaZe versus Complexity. FaZe so far haven't had much of a problem. 2-0 so far in the series, and one more game to submit their ticket into the winners semifinal, where they'll wait between the victory of Cloud9 and Shopify Rebellion.
Shopify Rebellion?
Yep.
Over who? Optic?
Cloud9.
Oh, okay.
That's the other side.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
It's Optic. I think it's Optic versus Native Red, and then it's Spacestation. So that Optic versus Spacestation is the most likely outcome. But over on this FaZe side, I mean, they're just like, I don't know who we're playing. Cloud9? Like, who would have thought we'd be playing Cloud9 in the winter semifinal?
Right. Yeah, all these matches so consequential. I mean, this is a ticket straight into top 6 for whoever wins these winners round 1 matchups. We're going to see a lot of blood being shed in the lower bracket after this, but these guys don't even want to have to think about that.
Where Renegade has the weapon advantage with this Stalker rifle, and he uses it to get perfect shots. That rocket not going to do much as Tusk sees the respawn screen as well, and already looking towards that next rotation, you see Renegade completely cuts the map open.
You have to imagine that Renegade being in his comfort zone is the scariest thing in Halo Infinite. That's why this FaZe roster was able to pull out the win at Dallas. This man coming into his own, picking up items. His teammates are throwing weapons at him to get as many kills as possible, secure the map so that his teammates can get the points.
So far, FaZe hasn't really tried to put their toes in that stronghold, waiting to win the spawns, and SnakeBite might have just done that with combination of Frosty using this bandit rifle in a one-on-one engagement to get that win and to secure the spawns for his team. Complexity trying to mount their numbers through the bottom half of the map will push Frosty down, and you can see the split from Complexity, sending 2 players down the middle and the other 2 handling the B lane.
This should be a lesson for anyone watching. If you're trying to get better at this game, in the objective modes, you often have to secure the area around the hill before you get into the hill, because if you just go get into it, you give away your location to the enemies, and they know exactly where to take an angle to kill you. But FaZe, understanding they need to get map control first. Also, Complexity knowing the same thing, they made sure that they had map control before they got in, and now they're taking that to their advantage.
Rockets are up, and Complexity are seeing the respawn screen. 2 players went down. Renegade got the rockets, but Renegade couldn't shoot them down. Royal 2 goes down. Tusk with a massive double kill. Gilkey was getting hill time while all this was happening down towards the Tires room. This is about best case scenario for what could happen to Complexity. Tusk gets another. That's 4 kill swing in favor of Complexity, and they have the spawns. Looks like that second hill will go towards them. If you want to see the conclusion of this game, you can go check it out on one of the side streams over on twitch.tv. Instead, we're going to be going back over towards our Sentinels Space Station gaming matchup, and it looks like Sentinels came out the gate strong. 30 seconds into this game, already 1 capture on the board.
Not surprised to see it. If this is a game type to come back into the series, I think that Streets King of the Hill is one of Sentinel's best game types. Space Station also occasionally just struggles in King of the Hill for whatever reason. It's just one of those game types that might not click as well as some of the others for them. But Bubu Dubu has a great mind for King of the Hill. When I was coaching him, I really grew a lot of respect for the way he thinks about King of the Hill. He knows how important early rotations are for each hill. Even when capping one hill, he's already thinking about the next, and he might even delay a hill cap so that he can get in position for the next one.
With rockets coming up, Sentinels will have the first grab at it, bringing those rockets back home. Unfortunately, they had to give up the spawns in order to get this thing, so this rocket's going to be the brute force that's necessary to break on in. Players not looking at this cross. They let Bubu Dubu into the building, but Bubu Dubu's rockets go astray. StelluR didn't take enough damage, just 1 shot, and he stays alive and keeps the spawns for Space Station Gaming.
Bubu must be kicking himself after that. Certainly wanted to get more value out of the rockets, but at the end of the day, it's at least good he didn't give him the other team. But StelluR, with this Stalker rifle so deadly. He does not miss with precision weapons.
At least a 4 going down for Sentinels. And take a look at this spawn. Look how far away they are. They have to trek all the way across the map. 2 players immediately take the rotation towards Cafe. Bubu Dubu looks to try to join up with them. Here comes the push. Bubu Dubu gets the opening shots, but using that shroud screen to break the line of sight. StelluR stays alive at that back base, and StelluR has probably moved, what, like up 20 feet in like the last 2 minutes of the game.
Right.
Finally gets away from home, but he just does it to get a couple crucial kills before trying to head back towards his teammates' big pit fight inside of C.
Now, interesting to note, this game type recently changed. Previously, the next hill would go to A, but now it goes to bottom mid. So both teams are going to fight very hard for control of C throughout the entirety of this hill. There's no reason to wait for it to go bottom mid because you want to have this control of C for the bottom mid hill as well. So you want to at least continue to fight for this. So this hill is going to be extremely contested. We're not going to see either team decide to give it up.
Yeah, before you'd see teams give it up way early because the next rotation was across the map.
Yep.
But the stronghold spot for this hill is the same as the next, and you can see how much effort they're putting into this hill. Rockets coming up in just 1 more second. Falcated has a great line of sight towards those rockets, and Bubu Dubu will be the player that gets away with it, and 2-0 lead for Sentinels looks to be on the horizon, as Spacestation will not be able to contest this hill.
So important to get that second hill because, like I said, it sets you up to get...
Oh my god, that's 0 for 4.
0 for 4 feels bad on the side for Bubu Dubu. He really wants to finish this kill to save some... Can't do it, though.
That might be on the low lights of today. I mean, shooting off those 2 rockets, not able to get those kills. A little bit of a frustrating position right there for Bubu Dubu, but can't be too frustrated as a whole because their team is winning this game thus far, and they've done a pretty great job of controlling the spawns throughout this game.
Yeah, they're still over in C, which is, like I said, where you want to be. It's very hard for the other team to get any hill time if you have control of C because you can easily grenade and shoot them out of the hill. So we're going to often see teams rotating around the outside of the map to try to get control of C before getting hill time. As I say that, Space Station's saying, you know what, we don't even need control of C. Let's just get in the hill. They did extend the bottom mid hill to go a little bit toward ATM and Laundry, so you can get a little bit safer now as well.
This is usually the scrap hill, but I mean, look at Space Station. They got so much time before Sentinels even tried to contest. It almost feels as if Space Station's giving themselves an avenue to get back in this game as long as they can capture this hill, and it's going to be on the back of StelluR to do so. Comes through, gets a crucial kill, and is now thinking about the next rotation as he fights for A. That information is going to be given out towards his team. They get the kill, but maybe a little bit too quick on that rotation. Sentinels able to stop this hill from being captured right away. Eco's going to have to do his best with the rest of this team to finish off this third hill rotation.
This is an interesting part of the game where it's almost better for Space Station to cap this hill from the side of A so they could potentially get 2 hills back to back. So they're not going to fight as hard for C right now. At the end, they do get the control, but several members of both teams die at the same time. Rockets are still bottom mid. Bound's the one to escape with them.
Bound needs to be the tip of the spear, initiate these fights, get themselves a route to get the while that was happening, Spacestation Gaming were able to get that second capture, and they have bound with the Rockets, waiting for some sort of push to come.
Yeah, during the short audio intermission, I mentioned that that Spacestation was better off getting control of A before it rotated. They did just that, got themselves right back in the game, and they already have significant time on this Cafe Hill as well, which is so easy to get after getting that A hill.
Stalker rifle shots going down. Eco's trying to do his best to stop players from looking in from that hill from across the map. And what was a tough start for Space Station. It's been a better rebuttal. 3 hills in a row as Eco is starting to find his groove in this game.
If you recall, though, the next 2 hills were the 2 that Sentinels started off with. So
oh yeah,
they've proven that they know how to play these next 2 hills. But Space Station seems to have found some form. They're finding life. They're controlling more of the sandbox. They're controlling space around the map. And with a minute on the clock, they can be thinking about playing time, which it kind of looks like.
I think they are.
Yeah, Eco's decided instead of giving away his location and getting a little bit of time, it's more valuable to just kind of bait the hill. They know that Sentinels are forced to get into this hill, so they can just use it as bait. If they can just keep getting kills, they win the game in the next 50 minutes.
I mean, it has to feel good whenever you get to play Slayer and your and the opponents have to play objective. And Eco's making the most of it, using that shroud screen to stay alive. Players from Sentinels are able to get in the hill, but they never took care of Kevin Eco Smith. He's able to get the kill on Spartan, and he's trying to put this series away as the sweep is on his mind, and the Walshy nades are not going to work quite yet, but the kills still come through. Half a minute remains. Sentinels has to find their way to this hill.
Eco just playing the Hill Guardian from the back of that B side, held down all the space, decides to immediately leave his post there to help the fight for rockets. StelluR did get the rockets, and that could be the game here, Garrett.
Yeah, 4 go down, and this is it. StelluR has 1 rocket left. Sentinels are going to try to get there, but try they will not. StelluR shuts it all down, and Space Station will be heading to your winners semi-finals, where they meet the victor between Optic Gaming and Native Red.
You called it, Garrett. You said this could be a Game 5 or it could be a 3-0 if Space Station's playing well, and guess what? They're playing well. They're going to find themselves in winner semis. Congratulations to them as we hop on board with a very tight 2-2 tie between Shopify and Cloud9. This is Game 5 with everything on the line here.
Shopify Rebellion came out of their pool second. Cloud9, the open bracket team, got first place in their pools to get themselves to this spot, and now it comes down to Empyrean Slayer, the classic remake of Pit, and that's a great headshot from Mental, lining it up.
Mental has been absolutely mental on this map with the sniper all weekend so far. I do look to see him make lots of plays here. If he can find a position to hit some shots safely, he could be the difference maker for an early lead here.
Sceptify moving his way back towards this base. Game slowing down quite a bit. But Shopify Rebellion, are they ready to handle this angle that Sceptify has? I don't think that Shopify Rebellion knows. And Sceptify, it doesn't seem like he's comfortable just staying at that tower. He's going to try to wrap forward. And Nemassist has another sniper. So that's 2 snipers on the side of Cloud9. And Nemassist. Oh, wait.
No, you're thinking. You know,
it says Sceptify. Does it not say Sceptify?
Does, yeah.
Oh, we're watching Mental.
Mental.
Oh, okay. Hey, you know, that's not on me, right? I was like, well, how's he getting this flank? I was like, this is insane.
Right. No, we were at a standstill. Use the little white carrots at the top of your screen to tell who you're watching.
Yeah, I guess we got this all, we're all messed up.
Looks like Cykul is actually correctly on the screen here. But yeah, the sniper control going to be consequential. In the next 30 seconds, though, we're going to see both the rockets and the overshield come up. We're going to start to see both teams probably migrate towards the green hall. They're also going to check for the repulsor because that's a great counter to both rockets and the overshield. So very interested to see who comes out on top in this next engagement.
Rockets coming up in 10 seconds. Looks like it's RyaNoob and Cykul working together. A Sceptify laser down the old head of RyaNoob, and it's going to be up to the newest player on this roster and the youngest player in the HCS. He's going to have to let that go. Rammyy stays alive. Sceptify Sceptify shoots from across the map. Cykul goes down. It's disaster. Disaster for Shopify Rebellion. Cloud9 got away with the rockets, and Rammyy looks to take better position.
Cykul also had the repulse there, but the way that Rammyy shot that rocket from just barely behind the corner probably made it difficult for him to time or be confident to use the repulsor in that situation. Now they take the repulsor for themselves. Early lead for Cloud9.
Nemassist putting down those shots into Cykul, and Cykul is working on inching his way closer to this base, working with RyaNoob, but Nemassist has just been a tough kill over there at the bottom of tower, and Rammyy has come in for that safety help. Nemassist swings out, gets the trade on RyaNoob, and that's Q for Cykul to start to run away. Can he get home to safety? Yes, he can. Look at that, the young blood using the old technique. He has his head down, the little strong side that could.
Yeah, if anybody at home is a little confused by what he's talking about, putting your head down or aiming at the ground makes it so your headshot hitbox is harder to hit from behind. Old Halo 2 legend Strong Side was one of the first people to popularize that back in the day, and it's really cool to see players that aren't even as old as Halo 2 using Halo 2 tech.
Yeah, Strongside was probably doing that longer than he's been on the planet, so it's very interesting to see that technique lives as long as it has. Sceptify is crouching, waiting. This is what I like to call the casual special. Crouching, making sure you're not on the radar. With 36 bullets of pure skill in your hands. This is how you get it done.
Everyone using this really cool AR
Dude, I love that kid.
It's kind of looks like the Halo 1 AR.
Oh, he tried to throw him off that ledge in time. Unfortunately, gets caught up in the air, and it is going to dispel the doom of Sceptify. But Cloud9 have the lead coming into this mid-game. The Rockets are going to be an important next step. And right now, Shopify Rebellion is losing their control on the map as these rockets come up. Rammyy flies into the face of Cykul. They get the trade. Cloud9, it's just Sceptify last alive. So it's going to be Shopify Rebellion that'll have the first stab at getting towards these rockets.
Look at RyaNoob, always so smart. He knew those kills were at the perfect time that he could apply pressure to the spawners before backtracking to get the overshield. He's probably directing his teammates to get the rockets on the other side, but wow, Cloud9 was ready to melt that overshield in no time, but who got the rockets? We didn't see.
I believe that was a player from Shopify Rebellion that just sent them across the map, but it doesn't connect. Mental not able to get that kill, and they're still down by 2, but one rocket can get you right back up to a tied position. Cloud9 not going to try to give anything for free, though. Don't expect them to swing any corners and let this rocket get a kill. Check your corners. He does find Sceptify laying in wait. That nade was just about perfect. You see him get a little bunny hop off that nade, but there's no one there to capitalize on the damage.
Really good patience from Mental. He recognized he was the only person on that half of the map. Because he got that rocket kill, his team is able to push through the snipe side of the map. This is exactly what you want if you're playing this game type. You just get to one side of their base. You know for certain they're spawning on the other side. If you can take angles to apply pressure on the spawners, this is how they can potentially build a huge lead here in Empyrean TS.
RyaNoob goes down as Sceptify flies out with that pistol in the back pocket. Shopify Rebellion had taken the lead, but Cloud9 are starting to fight back, looking to get more forward on this map as Sceptify is waiting for his teammates to join him. Looks like a little bit of an indecisive push from him, but he finally decides long haul is where I need to be, lets everyone know that he's there. And what do you think about this slow crawl forward from Cloud9?
So they don't have a lot of intel on the map coming out of their spawn. They recognize that Shopify had left, so they're kind of just spreading out slowly, trying to gather intel so that they can use that intel to make a better push next. It doesn't really make sense to push in this game when you're not sure where your enemies are because you don't know if you're falling directly into a trap. So I actually like the slow approach that Cloud9 has there to make sure they have a good push before they commit to anything.
It's about reconnaissance then, huh? A little wartime tactic right there from Cloud9. They slow this game down quite a bit, and Shopify Rebellion seems to be putting the game in the hands of their sniper, Rayne, as he's going to be repositioning for a better angle. Unfortunately, they left open that long haul side, and I think that's where Nemassist and the rest of the team might be trying to make their play.
RyaNoob sitting on their side of runway, but in a spot that's he was hidden behind the side. Before it comes up, he does check the other side of runway to make sure it's safe before he goes and grabs it. Rammyy, though, winning the fight at Green Hall for the rocket launcher. RyaNoob grabs the OS and launches himself up with the...
Oh!
What a headshot by Rayne. Oh my god.
What wins, a sniper or a rocket? I guess we know. Rayne hits a huge shot. Able to get the kill. Rammy's rocket goes to waste, and it's tied 30 all. First to 20 will win this game.
Nobody talks about Rayne's sniper, but man, he's been putting on highlight reel after highlight reel the last couple tournaments with the sniper. He seems to always hit those insane headshots when it matters. But now we're tied at 30 all with just 3 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. I have to imagine this could go to time here, Garrett.
Looking for an opportunity. Rayne gets back down. Sceptify and Triton, I don't think they're going to move anytime soon. Oh, peek your head one more time, Sep. See what happens.
He knew it was there.
See what happens. Looks like Triton might be going for it this time.
Some viewers at home might be wondering, why did they even do that? And that's because they're trying to see that side of the map to gather intel to know where their sniper is. Sometimes you can just jump and peek, get a cheeky little visual on where the sniper is. Knowing exactly where the sniper is and where they're looking can help your team make a better push.
Nemassist turned that corner with his back towards RyaNoob, but RyaNoob just never noticed. And, well, it comes at the demise of RyaNoob, and now Sniper goes into the hands of Cloud9 once again. And they have broken this tie. That was about, I think, a minute and a half of no kills happening on the map, Eli.
Happens a lot when snipers come up on this because both teams are respecting their opponent. They know that everyone on the other team is capable of ripping their face off. So they're like, they don't want to be the first one to get their face ripped off because that usually leads to a push, which can really swing the score differential.
Yeah, this is the map that when you give up your base, it's hard to recover. And you can see how cautious both teams are of that. So far, we're just seeing people fire off warding shots, but it is Cloud9 that made a cheeky little play. Rammyy and Sceptify were doing their best over in the sword room. Nemassist answers back with a snipe. Rayne and Nemassist hit each other at the same time. Sceptify goes down. Rayne with the cross map shot. Overshield is up alongside Rockets. Look at Rayne has the repulse.
He's got 10 bullets in the sniper too.
Oh my god, I mean, put the game in his hands. Overshield went their way. Rammyy, I believe he has the rockets for his team. He shoots the first one off. It's going to burn most of the Overshield off RyaNoob, but information about where those rockets go back to Shopify Rebellion.
I'd say that trade went slightly into Cloud9's favor. You still have one rocket left, but they don't have any Overshield left. If he's able to get another kill with this rocket, he could potentially move it to a 2-kill advantage, but I think that the next kill is going to lead to a significant push from one side or the other. Rammy's in a great spot for where Shopify is positioning themselves on the sword side.
These rockets are in an incredible spot. Now you do have to worry about the repulse, right? We've been on this map for so long. Players have not died in so long. Now you probably have 3 repulses on the map. Ooh. Nemassist hits one, Rayne hits one, and they're on each other. Rammyy breaks it open. He gets the kill. There's 60 seconds left in this game. A 2-kill lead for Cloud9, and the snipers are on the ground. It's a race to ensure that you get your long rifles back. Cykul, the new blood on the map, gets to 16 years old, maybe 17 now. I don't remember, but oh, that drop shield might have just saved a life. He's looking for a head. Nemassist goes down. Mental gets the pick. It's just a 1-kill game now. Cloud9 are in trouble. Look at Shopify Rebellion. They've taken over this base.
Look at this, though. So they know that there's spawners on this side. He can just stay here and try to spawn kill the same player he just killed. Nobody's here to save him. They're controlling the spawns on both sides. 30 seconds to go, 20 seconds to go, and it's tied up.
37 all. Triton's position's known. You see Cloud9, they all spawn over by that Needler. They can take this to overtime. If they do, the snipers will come up and they'll have the ammo. Cykul can win this game right now. A fadeaway snipe shot. Game 5, overtime on Slayer. New snipers are up. And it's it's the sword side control. From the top, 2 players come down, the sniper goes up the lift. RyaNoob tries to react from the mid-hall, but it's Rammyy that goes down into the court. Mental goes down! Mental goes down! Rammyy gets the kill, and it's a lead once again for Cloud9, but we're in overtime. You're going to have 3 minutes to play around with. This game isn't over yet. Triton gets into the room. Triton doesn't win! Reversal from Rayne, winning control of the sword room and the repulse with Overshield coming up. He goes down, he's off the map! Sayonara! Nemassist gets the the overshield. Nemassist with the extra shields goes up into the sword room. Cloud9 has the lead and the game in their hands.
The double repulsor with the Dragon Ball Z moment. They launched each other back at the exact moment that Overshield's respawning. He puts it in the suit. This is now 2 minutes left, but oh my god, both teams are going to be so afraid to do anything. Where are the snipers? I don't know if they even know where the snipers are right now.
RyaNoob mental have control of the sword. I mean, of this tower.
Somebody has the heat wave as well.
Nemassist plays slow. Here we go. Rayne with his sniper.
The next repulse could matter.
I think RyaNoob has the heat wave.
Okay.
They're going in Nemassist. He's in that room. He has a repulse. He could send both of them off the map. They go in. Mental gets sent off the map.
Huge fight in sword. Going in the Shopify.
Cykul gets the kill with the Rockets. They've taken the lead. 1 minute.
They can get in their base and spawn kill here to win the game. But
Sceptify, he's on the flank.
What?
Sceptify was on the flank. He got the kill. Rockets still in the hands of Shopify Rebellion, though. No more sniper left for Sep.
43 all.
Rockets!
Oh. Cykul still had a rocket.
Cykul, let's go!
Oh my god.
Players, look at this.
I think they're deciding to push long haul here. They know it's unexpected. If they just send all these players here, they can easily overpower an enemy.
There we go. Sceptify, he's caught out. RyaNoob gets the kill. They all go back. They all go back. Mental, he's trying to get away. He is able to get away. 43-45, a 2-kill lead. Look at this retreat. They're like the French from the front lines. They're going back home. They're giving up all this ground, and they're going to put the game in Rayne's hands.
So
Sniper,
smart,
Nemassist, he's coming down from the runway. He's going to take a peek, and he might just lose his head. His position's down! Dagger shot! Rammyy and Sceptify answer back, though. 2 kills. It's time! It's time! Rayne, he has the sniper. He needs to hit the shot. He needs to win this for his team. Triton, he's going in. Triton falls! Cykul gets the kill at Tower 1. Here we go. Oh! A double! What? This gets it! 49-47! 10 seconds left! RyaNoob makes it within 1. Rayne trying to go through that pit. They need to find Cloud9. It's Nemassist.
Oh my god!
Rayne gets the kill. 50-48. The open bracket team's done it. The winner semifinals on their way.
What did we just watch? I just lost hair. I'm at least 10 years older than I was before this series started. Holy Jesus, man. What was that? Guys, have we seen a more insane Game 5 ever? They just went back and forth like 30 times at the end. I'm out of breath.
I mean, incredible. I mean, the push. I don't know if it's the right play for Shopify Rebellion to send everyone back in that situation. Yeah. It looked like Cloud9 took immediate advantage, right? They push. They get through. They get the kills. What an absolute phenomenal game.
We had to break down the very end of that, right? Because we saw Rayne get the headshot on the player that tried to sneak through runway, but Sceptify and Rammyy kill the other 3 members of his team on the other side. I didn't see exactly how the fight went down after the retreat. It looked like they might have gone back to long haul, and then all died there. They must have been a great nade or something on the side of Cloud9 because they all died very quickly.
I mean, either way, they got the job done.
Wow.
What a phenomenal finish to this game. Let's take a look at this. Break this thing down for everyone, right? Is this before overtime? No, this is post-overtime.
Post-overtime.
Cycle. Okay, let's.
All tied up.
We're going to take moments. We're going to break this down, pause it as we get going.
So Cykul finds the opening rocket kill. They have the advantage here, and they decide to send 3 long hauls. So this is a very common strat when it's down to the wire in Slayer. They say, let's just isolate and melt a single player. Sceptify is the target. But they decide that's all we wanted. We don't want any more. We have a 2-kill lead. Let's back up. Little team nade there from Cykul. Don't think it's going to be consequential, but this retreat ends up giving space to Cloud9. So Cloud9 says, all right, we could just start pushing long haul. We realize there's nobody here anymore. They must be running away to play time. So with that recognition, they said, okay, we have to go now. Nemassist, the first guy in. Sees
he checks his little corner. This is what I love. He's purposely checking the nerd spots.
Yep.
And Rayne's just like, yeah, peek it out just a little bit further.
Nemesis is expecting a member of Cloud9 or a member of Shopify to be hiding on the sword, but they
rewind this, Louis.
Rewind this part. We didn't see how these 3 players died.
So yeah, we're gonna go after this kill. Let's go into some slow-mo and take a look at where these players are.
Okay, so we got Sceptify and Triton green, and Shopify.
Oh, it's Rammyy. Look at Rammy's
got
position.
into the Plasminate hallway at the same time that Sep and Triton are coming through green. They actually surround those two players. Skep gets a grenade kill, Rammyy a headshot on Cykul with the BR, and then Sceptify finds RyaNoob as well, who was trying to run away into the training pit. So they surround them. The members of Shopify try to scatter, all end up dying. Rayne's left all alone.
Cykul got that big kill though, but I mean the rest of Cloud9 just keep going. Look at 3 players from Shopify Rebellion
In their shit. Look at that guy, no
RS1.
fear.
I mean, talk about a monster play from Sceptify. The Sceptify stays alive as well, right? That's the big part. Nemassist comes in. Those 3 players that spawn up all go down. And then suddenly it's just RyaNoob that's last alive.
And he gets a nade kill, but it's too late. They're all the way around him, and this was just courageous.
Can we go back just a half second? I want to see how much time is left on the clock. 'Cause really, time is what plays the factor right here. They only need 1 kill. This is the thing. They only need 1 kill to make a tie. I don't think RyaNoob should have. I think he has to play until the very last second. If you know there's a player in that court,
Yeah.
you have to play for the tie in this situation almost and not try to steal away a win.
All these situations happen so fastly that
Right,
neither
it's
team,
impossible.
it's not even possible to come up with the game plan. It's just who has the ice and who has the courage. And at the end, Sceptify had the courage. He said, I know this is close, but I want to take my destiny into my own hands. Pushes, tries to kill Rayne, has the support of his teammates. They end up getting the last kill. What an insane game that was.
Well, I mean, I think we need a break. I think that's what we need over here. No, let's go say hi to everyone real fast.
Sure.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, I want to maybe try to see if we get those Cloud9 guys, get them in, do a little interview with them, because I mean, talk about a moment for them. Open bracket to winner semifinal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff, guys. If you've been enjoying the coverage, if you like the casting, well, maybe follow the channel, subscribe. You know, it helps us. It goes a long way. It's expensive to get out here. We'll be back with more of the championship bracket after this break.